Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Jack's Mechanics. Today we're just going to show you how to flush a brake fluid system. This is a high-end i30, but this is the same for pretty much any make and model of any car, basically. So what I've done here, I've already sucked out the master cylinder. It is like a 2-chamber one, so I couldn't get to the back section. Sucked it out with this device here, which basically just creates a vacuum and sucks the fluid out. The only reason that we do this is just to make things a bit faster, so we don't have to pump all this fluid through the system before the new stuff gets in. Failing that you don't have one of those vacuum suckers, you can just start, as I'll show you, pumping out the fluid until it gets to about the minimum mark, then put your new fluid in to the top, and then basically rinse and repeat until this is all clean and coming out at the bleed nipples at the calipers. So that's what we've done first. So this is a 2-person method with no special tools required, just a helping hand from a nice friend, hopefully. So I'll get the apprentice in the car and I'll get back around to the back wheel and show you what to do. The important step that you want to take is you find your master cylinder, and then you need to work from the furthest wheel away up to the closest wheel in relationship to the master cylinder. So this master cylinder is on the passenger side or the left hand side of the vehicle, so the furthest away is going to be the right hand rear. If your master cylinder is on the right hand side, then you're going to be going to the left hand rear tire, and then the right hand, then the left hand, then the right hand. So for us, with this master cylinder, we'll be going left, right rear, right rear, left rear, right front, left front, and be finishing like that. So I'll get the apprentice in the car and I'll go around to the back and show you our setup. So this is our setup that we have down here. We've got a very tightly fitting clear line on there. We want a clear line so we can see air and the color of the fluid, just basically exiting into a bottle. The reason we have it going up is because it rises in fluid, so if we have any air coming out or any air potentially getting in through here, it's just going to go straight up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to undo this line, the 10mm, some of them are 8, and if we can go ahead and start pumping, and you can see that is looking pretty gross, and we're just going to pump that through, already changing color. So the inside the car, we're on the brake pedal and we're just pumping. We don't want to pump all the way to the floor. We want to pump about 3/4 of the way of travel. In normal braking operation, the brakes are never going to go to the floor. If you push it all the way to the floor, there's a possibility of you damaging the master cylinder. So go 3/4 of the way, back up. 3/4 of the way, back up. Basically rinse and repeat. We can see the level of the brake fluid is going down, even though I've sucked it out. And obviously we couldn't get it out of this half. We'll get it down to the minimum line, we'll fill it back up with our new brake fluid here. Even though the container is new, is old, the brake fluid is new. We buy them in bulk, and then you put it back into a reusable smaller container. So we'll just let that come down. So we'll pretty much, for the back wheel, obviously you've got further distance to travel. It needs to go through the master cylinder, it needs to go through the ABS, it needs to go through the caliper. You want to use a decent amount of fluid. So I'll probably, once it gets to the minimum line, fill it up again, maybe get to about here, and then we'll go back to the back wheel and show you the finishing procedure for each wheel. So back at the back wheel, obviously the fluid is looking really nice, looking like brand new fluid. obviously not like what first came out. It was all mucky and gross and cloudy. This bottle was empty. Pretty sure this is about a 1 litre bottle. So for reference, you know, you got maybe, I don't know, 250 mils there, maybe 1 cup. Gonna go a little bit more, just to be sure that it's all out. After all the customers paying for it, we want to make sure we're doing a good job. So this next step, what I'm going to do, when I basically say down, I'm going to put this on here. When I say down in the car, whoever's pressing the brakes is going to put their foot to the floor, and they will also say down, and when they say down, you're going to close it off. I'm struggling a bit there. We'll close it off. Okay, so it's open. So down, Joe.
Down.
And we'll lock it off. Up. So now it's locked off. The person in the car will lift their foot up the brake. This basically is stopping any potential air getting in. So we're just at this point pushing it out, and there's no way that we could be getting any air coming back in. So down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, and we lock it off. Okay, up now, Joe. So now that's done, you can see that there was absolutely no air ingress. This is such a tight fit. Potentially, in some cases, I don't even do that last fitting part, depending on what this is looking like. You know, that's just absolutely mint. That wheel's done. So now we can go over to the next furthest away wheel, do the same, repeat the same thing, pump it out, up, down, lock it off, etc., etc., and then to the next closest. And then finally the closest one, and making sure that your brake fluid level in the master cylinder is always got fluid in there, just above the minimum line would be ideal. Not let it go further than that. So that should pretty much do it for this one. I think not really much else to say. You will notice that your brakes are a lot better, a lot firmer, and reduce your chances of any potential brake fade. Yeah, so hopefully that one helped you out, guys. If you like that, please consider liking the video or subscribing to the channel. There will be more sort of little tips and tricks and how-tos along the way. So yeah, appreciate you guys following, and we'll catch you at the next one. So I'll just show you how dirty the fluid is coming out of the car. Obviously very cloudy, just compared to a little bit of new fluid. Nice amber, clear colour. So that's it, guys. You should have a pretty firm brake pedal after this without the car running. You pump it up a couple of times, make sure it's nice and firm, take it for a drive and confirm that you've got a good brake pedal. Cheers, guys, see you at the next one.